I'm going to talk about special forces. But first, I need to give a Scandoval and Vanderpump Rules update that, it's outside of the TV shows that we watch. So I guess Dave Portnoy, I don't even know who this guy is. I guess he's like one of the barstool guys. I don't know much about barstool or any of them. But Bernie Zilio sent a DM, it looks like an Instagram, to Dave Portnoy, whose handle is Stool Presidente. Already sounds douchey, but from Bernie, it says, page 6 request for comment, Dave Portnoy. Hi, Dave. Can you confirm or deny that you saw Rachel, quote, Raquel Levis while you were both in Cary, Illinois on October 27th? What is the nature of your relationship? Thank you, Bernie Zilio. Dave Portnoy screen captures that DM or whatever and says, my official statement, I can confirm I've never met that trash bag in my life, and it's wildly insulting to even be mentioned in the same sentence as her. I was eating pizza at Uncle Jerry's, though, which was spectacular, by the way, and got an 8.3. Okay. I didn't even know that rating pizzas was a thing that he did. So I was like, what does that part mean? It was a cryptic message, but I guess that's like his claim to fame is rating pizza. I don't know. I really don't know this guy. So for one, I was disgusted. I don't care if you really, truly in your heart of hearts feel that somebody's a trash bag. You don't go on to social media and do that. That is just distasteful, tacky, gross. I don't like it, especially like a male to a female. It's just gross all around. So, yeah, yuck. But in other Raquel news, she announced her new podcast, Rachel Goes Rogue, and apparently it's being produced by Bethany's production team. So this should be interesting. It, I guess, is going to premiere in January, and people are speculating that it's probably, I think, was it Morgan P? I heard someone say, mark my words, he's gonna drop it the same day as the Vanderpump Rules season 11 premiere, or I bet you she'll do it like the day after or something. But if she does do that, I can't picture her like getting on a mic and being prepared to speak on the episode the next day. Like, I feel like we've been waiting a long time. So they must have been working on this, right? This isn't going to be like a real time type of podcast. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But I do know that when I listened to the trailer, I didn't listen to the whole thing because I was just a little disturbed by like the way she talks. It felt very AI like a robot. But I'm also gonna probably skip that podcast. I haven't really been listening to that many podcasts anyways, but I'll probably read the recaps from Vanderpod Recaps, who's on Instagram, and I think she might be on Reddit too, but she does a good job of recapping all the very important podcasts that we need to know about. So go check that out. But also, I feel bad for her because I feel like she sets herself up to be in a vulnerable position for people to just emotionally destroy her. Not just her, Bethany as well. They actually put an effort to position themselves to be attacked. And like, I don't want to subscribe and engage in that. So the only way to do that is to just like ignore it as much as possible. But it's like, how do you ignore this? Like, oh my God, it's insufferable. Insufferable is the best way to describe what's going on over there. But let me move on to Special Forces season 2, episode 8. The show or episode title is Capture, and the episode description on Hulu is Only the Strongest Survived. So this is the season finale. Last episode, we're down to 5 people. We got Tom Sandoval, JoJo Siwa, Erin. I'm sorry, I don't know her last name. She's a Olympic speed skating champion. Nick Viall and Tyler Cameron, who was on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I don't know. I didn't know who he was until this show. And at first I was like, this guy's just like a good looking guy who's probably a douchebag, but I think I like him now. I think he might be a good guy. But anyways, this is the last challenge and they have to survive after being captured. And through this, once they're captured, they have to be interrogated. They are in very harsh conditions. They're left outside in the cold for hours while also listening to audio of like babies screaming and crying, people screaming and crying, like just the worst awful sounds just for hours, just to break them down mentally. Which, by the way, side note, I wonder if Bethany is salivating over this show, because this show feels like it would qualify for the reality reckoning. Just throwing that out there. But they are supposed to pretend that, obviously, as they're training for Special Forces, they're not supposed to just go and be like, we're with Special Forces. They have this cover story that they had to like memorize ahead of time. They were told they need to say they're looking for rare birds and trying to get like pictures of them or something. And meanwhile, they don't even have cameras with them. It's just, oh my gosh. But anyway, so at one point, Tom Sandoval puts on his gloves and they go up to him and they have bags on their heads too. That part like freaks me out. I would probably lose it just from that. But he puts on his gloves and they're like, why did you put on your gloves? And he was like, because my hands were cold. It just reminded me of Happy Gilmore, where Ben Stiller is the employee at the nursing home where Adam Sandler's grandmother is staying. And she goes, my fingers hurt. He's like, oh, your fingers hurt? Well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. It just felt very, not those are the vibes I was getting. So you can see them all just sitting there in the cold. They're freezing. I think Tom Sandoval had to hold on to a fence and like you could see his hands starting to shake. And they're like, oh, we might have to do a medical check on this guy. If he gets hypothermia, then he's going to be disqualified. So they go and do a medical check on him. He doesn't have hypothermia. So they decide to put him through to interrogation immediately after that, I guess. I guess there's no point in sending him back to that, holding onto a cage with these awful sounds in his ears. And you would think that if you were checked out and you are fine, that you would be like, okay, I guess I need to step it up here. I don't know. But the thing and the Special Forces team, they're all watching this go down and they're commenting as this is happening, as Tom Sandoval is getting interrogated. They're like, strip down. And so he's like taking off his clothes and he's just like, I don't know. For me, if somebody's yelling at me to like strip down, I'd be like, oh, okay. Tom was like, ugh, like, I don't know, it felt very teenager like it reminded me of my teenager, just like so defiant, like rolling eyes kind of thing, And the staff even called it out, as they're watching behind the scenes. They're like, oh, now you're okay. Like just 5 minutes ago, you were acting like you had hypothermia. They even called it out. They're like, was he acting? which made me laugh because I'm like, Tom Sandoval can't act. But that goes back to my theory of him, like, he doesn't have his own character. He cable guyed Jim Carrey in The Cable Guy. Yeah, it's like an Inception thing. It's weird. So with Tom Sandoval's interrogation, because he was being so defiant and just not being very personable at all, they deemed him to not have any empathy. He didn't know how to have empathy, which reminded me of Erica Jane. And they kicked him out because of that, which made me think, if this was a real hostage interrogation situation, I think what they're saying is like he would have been dead. Like they would have just shot him and moved on. I mean, that's crazy. All because he couldn't show empathy. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they don't kill him, but maybe they let him go. I don't know. This show is so nuts though. It gives me so much anxiety to watch it, and respect to Tom Sandoval for going through that, but he didn't make it to the end because of that one thing, because of lacking empathy. He went through all the physical stuff. He went through all of that torture. He cried while on the toilet talking to the most winningest Olympian. Like he was mid-turd talking to the most winningest Olympian and crying. So I don't know. I think I feel like I have closure now. I don't know. We'll see.